Lucky enough here. New season started. Preseason season 2, I believe. I'm gonna be playing cleric here, and I'm gonna try to get to demigod. I'm taking protection from evil, and I'm gonna take a couple spells in the beginning of the game, simply because I don't have any meds or bandages or anything like that. And I'm kind of speeding up everything here, just so that way, um, you're not caught in everything. But I'm setting my base gear. The squire thing is pretty cool. I hope it upgrades as you complete more quests with the different merchants, which I'm pretty sure it does. We'll jump right in. I've tagged at the top right, so my current rank, game, kill count, death count. We're hoping it goes pretty well. Usually this is a PvP sesh. Arena Goblin Caves is essentially arena mode, which they've announced that they wanted to add, but they just turned Goblin Caves into arena, which is crazy. Crazy. There's 7 people that go in, and typically only 1 comes out. So we're looking to just kind of rat this game if we can. And you'll notice I opted to take the staff instead of the mace. A small blunder on my part, because I was looking to take smite with it. The staff is fine too. The swing speed is just a little low. You notice here, I hear somebody. I'm not really sure who it is. I didn't get a chance to look at the lobby. Taking a peek. Looks like another cleric. Give him a little friendly crouch. And he's good. And clerics don't don't really know how to lie when it comes to the friendly crouch. And he just kind of walks away and does his own thing, and I never see him again, which is good. Good for us, good for him. That's one less person in our deathmatch lobby. Small gear upgrades. Got me a oracle robe there. Don't really need the knowledge, but that extra armor is pretty good. I'm gonna want to break all of these boxes. See that I've broken most of these boxes in the room, just for the simple gear. They usually have pretty decent items. I noticed that I picked up some gauntlets and a better chest piece, and now I'm solid. Got a regal, heavy gloves. They added new perk stats to it, so it's 2 strength, 3 agility, I believe, or vice versa. I think it's 3 strength, 2 agility. I'm gonna sit down and get my last heal back. And that cleric guy, I think he just took that static escape. That's kind of what I was going for by sticking around that room. Was for the static, but that cleric got in, got out, and he was happy. And we get our first portal, and we're out. So I made a little bit of AP, some base stuff to sell. We're gonna pick up some meds here. And a little bit of a backup kit. You see I got gloves, hat, and shoes. I think I do end up actually putting on the shoes before the start of the next game. Pick up some meds, and I immediately swap over to the smite. And I'm going to keep running the staff. Just because the staff has the extra magic damage applied to it. And then it works, that combos well with the smite. Picked up a really good felling axe. I actually stashed that later to sell it, because I imagine that a barbarian would want it. Got some pretty good rolls, as well as the oracle shoes there. I've got some decent rolls. And I hear some footsteps above me. I'm not really sure what direction he's gonna go. This room is maze-like almost. There's a lot of different ways you can walk around. And I'm not nearly ready to fight anybody yet. I don't have really good gear, but I pick up this crazy pendant on the shelves back there with the 2+2 all. That's going to really combo well with everything. Cleric is notoriously bad for all of his stats except for will and knowledge. Um, so having that extra 2 on my resourcefulness, my strength, vigor, that's going to give me the beef that I need to be a frontline. And he's still above me. I'm not really sure what class it is. I do eventually figure out that it's a rogue, but he never comes into contact with me. He just ends up taking the portal that spawns in that room. So there's a lot of waiting in this game. Just for the simple fact that I'm not quite ready to take a fight, I don't think. Goblin Caves, you're more than likely forced into an engagement. In this, I have the rare opportunity to avoid an engagement. And more than likely, throughout this playthrough of this series, we're not gonna be doing this quite often. This is only just to get the kickoff, to make sure we have enough meds. Once we hit level 15, I guarantee you we're just going to be buying some simple green or blue weapons and then just running it. Because really that's all we need for our kit is a helmet and a weapon, and we can take on pretty much every class. The classes that hurt the most, Warlock and Wizard for the magic damage. And Warlock hurts really, really bad right now. They got a really big buff on this last patch. So they get the plus 10 all with Dark Reflection, with the souls, and as well as Glow of Corruption. So right here I'm trying to look for that static, but there's no static here for whatever reason. I don't know if that changes the spawn. I'm kind of forced to go find one. And then I hear one on the 3rd story, so I go up and I open it. We're out. Not as much loot as last time because we spent quite a bit of time just hiding. But we do pick up that 2-all pendant. And I think I'm going to stash it for now. Simply because I don't have a decent weapon yet. And that's a really good item that we don't have to buy later on. Now you can see I'm doing about, that was 57 damage. 40 base, physical, and 17 magical. And I swap out those shoes simply for the move speed. So the general fight pattern, right, is close the gap. So I need a gap closer, and as cleric, there isn't really any base kit gap closers you can use. So the best gap closer is just breaking line of sight. So in 95% of our fights, I'll try to break line of sight first, let the opponent engage, and then I'll close in with that. And to back that up, we need the extra move speed. Just simply stay on them. I disarm this trap. I could jump over it, so you can dip your toes over the edge and have it pop, and then when it goes down, you have a momentary jumping that you can make go across it. But I decided to disarm it for the XP. I also like this room quite a bit because up top I feel rather safe up top here. If I hear anybody, I can go guard the gate at the bottom. And just jump on top of them, and that's my gap closer right there. And I pick up this nice blue club. So now I'm feeling pretty strong. Blue club is really nice. I don't particularly like the club. In particular, the swing pattern. I think the swing pattern is really wide, and in Goblin Caves, or really in any map in general, I find myself getting, well, swing blocked by the walls and everything else. Unfortunately, I take that damage right there. I heard the guy at the door. I don't know what class it is, but if I hadn't taken that damage, I would have hugged that door. So you can see right here, I'm going to break line of sight, have them close the gap. It looks like a wizard. And I made the noob mistake of pulling out my 1 key from my club, and not my club. I should have just dropped the staff and taken the club out. But you see, he's really low. If we would have had that blue club out, he would have died. And this guy was super geared too. Well, I wouldn't say super geared, but moderately geared. I mean, it's all really good stuff. We could have kept it, sold it when we hit 15. And he had the magic protection pots, which go for fat chunk of change. I think they go for about 500 gold right now. But yeah, no, I made a really, really new mistake of not equipping my primary weapon in my primary slot, the number 1 key. And I didn't have time to change it over. Because changing weapons takes time and it slows your movement speed. So, unfortunately, we did lose our set. But fortunately, I had taken off that 2-all pendant. Granted, we might have been able to do a little bit more damage to kill that wizard with that, but probably not enough to make that difference in those 2 hits in the swing. So the general goal right now, since we just lost our kit, is just get some base gear. We're looking for literally anything. And I pick up this blue mace, which is huge. A weapon is a big part of our kit. As I said before, when we hit 15, if we die, we're just going to be buying helmet and a weapon. And I mean, I guess if we can afford it, anything else. But and I spot a warlock over there. I'm not really sure what to do at this point. He's on the other side of the room. For now, I just kind of want to break line of sight and heal up. I'm not sure if he saw me. He probably heard me, which is why he was kind of sitting there sticking around. I'm trying to... I don't know how geared he is. I just caught a quick glimpse while I was looking at my inventory. And so I decided I wanted to hide in the shadows. I took everything off. And I decided against it. I say, no, screw it. We're gonna go get him. We need some gear, and right now is the perfect time because we don't really have much ourselves, but we have our blue mace. And I made a mistake. It wasn't a warlock. It is a wizard, and he misses both those fireballs, which is cost him pretty much everything. I didn't pop any of my perks right here. I definitely should have. I was expecting him to go down a lot faster, especially since he looked default gear. And he missed those first 2 fireballs. A surge, get back up. You always want to make sure you heal first before you loot. He had a good helmet for us and some good pair of pants, so we're definitely grateful for this kill. And there's our blue. Got a little bit of AP. And with that, we hit Neophyte 1. This is our 5th game. Got 1 kill, 1 death. So I pick up this ale too. Ale is really good. My next perk, so when I hit level 5, it's going to be Potion or Brewmaster. That'll give me plus 10 strength, plus the additional strength that you get from the ale. So a total of, I guess in this case, green would be 16. Which gives us that extra damage boost. And I hear somebody on this other side of this door here, which is why in Vispot. I'm expecting him to come through the door. I don't obviously know what class or anything yet. I'm just kind of waiting. This is my gap closer. Here's the invis pot. And I hear him on the other side of the door, so I'm going to go investigate. Make sure I always blue pot beforehand. There he is. There's my ale. He phantomizes here, and I can't really hit him, so I just have my fist out, and I had my fist out beforehand because it's a... I need to gap close here. He pulls out his weapon. Unfortunately, we were just too slow for that, and then I get caught on that lamp. My head hits the lamp, and then he gets a curse off. So I back off here. I try to heal,
and he's got all the mobs, so he's busy. And then this ranger comes up behind me, and I swear it looks like he's gonna do something, but he must be new to the game or whatever, because he didn't shoot through the gap, and I'm trying to put the post between. My buddy jumps into Discord. Yeah, so I see the warlock on the other side, and it's a tactical retreat because not only do we have to fight mobs, we have to fight the warlock, and we have to fight the ranger. So I dip down here, and at this point, my hands are shaking, my heart's beating, adrenaline pumping. I felt like I was gonna die right there. That ranger really could have had me like 3 times over. And then I hear whatever happened on the other side of the door here, and I'm like, holy crap! This is. I was so scared at this point. I really shouldn't have canceled the surge kit because that extra noise of just redoing it might have gotten me killed there. But that was so funny. Just hear him on the other side of the door. So for now, it's just me and the boss. I also decided to chill here for just a couple seconds because I'm really not sure how many people are in the center module at this point. I mean, there are 7 people in the lobby. You know, somebody could have died, but there could also be many people up there. And there's also instances of teaming. So I don't know if those people on the other side of the door ended up teaming or whatever. I heard a hit though. And yeah, here's the warlock. So here's the warlock we were chasing at the beginning of the fight. Just hand delivered. So we take his boots, we take his gear. I miss his cape at first. Just kind of unusual. And I just grab all his meds because that's money that we don't have right now. And probably should have grabbed those invis pots too. Oh, here's the barbarian. And he goes down. So that gap close was me hiding behind the door. He obviously heard something. That's why he came down. Or he came back to go loot the body. One of the two. Because that was clearly his kill. And thinking back, that hit mark that we heard was probably a Francesca axe and him tumbling down the staircase. So I do end up picking up his cape thing and his chest piece because it had the agility. And this guy is way more geared than we are. He has a 2-all with additional armor, I believe. And it's crazy. We're gonna be rocking that. And I try to pick up some of his gear, and I test the movement speed on these boots here to see which one's faster. I think I did, but I believe they're faster. Because as I said, we want as much movement speed as possible. At this point, I'm fairly certain that the ranger died that we saw earlier. And I think they were the last people in the lobby. So I open this up. That proves to be a pretty big mistake. I hear footsteps up above me. So I'm trying to kill this quickly. I know it's really low, so I'm stepping on all the puddles and stuff, and I make a mistake, and I actually get hit there. And then he takes my portal. And at this point, I'm in pure panic mode. I want to get off this lift, and then I realize just how much damage that does, and I almost die here. If we didn't have the reduction to our negative markers or debuffs, that would have been game over right there. So I'm in pure panic mode. We're in the last zone, no portal, and there's going to be one spawning in the mini map in the white circle. So I'm not entirely out of hope yet. I'm just hoping that there isn't another player in here because we weren't expecting that last guy, and there's a possibility that there is another guy here. So we get some decent rings. And it's not really that great, but the ring is decent. And we do get the blue. Alright, and that puts us
just below Apprentice 3, and we do make it out. That was a really stressful game for us. We almost died like 3 times over. We almost died to the Ranger, almost died to the Barbarian, and we almost died because we got greedy and stayed too long. But we did get some really good gear increases. These items on the right I plan on selling once I hit 15, and then the items on the left are my backup gears. And you can see that ring is actually really good, and I do end up swapping it for this one. The extra strength. It's one less magic power, but I think strength is more important in this case. And there's the pendant he had on. It was the 2-all with additional vigor. Yeah, thanks guys. See you in the next one.